After a whole 10 years, I finally landed in Seoul, my hometown. I couldn't believe it. Then, out of nowhere, a group of insanely handsome guys in black suits appeared and bowed to me, saying, "Welcome home." Oh my gosh, I had zero clue what was happening. But when they gently guided me toward a Bentley that literally screamed, "I'm rich," I just went along. To mean, even if this was a kidnapping, honestly, it'll be worth it. Hi, I'm Hannah, 17 years old, half Korean, half American. I was born 5 minutes after my big sis, Sora, and 10 minutes before my little sis, me. Yep, I'm a triplet. Growing up with my sisters in Korea was like having two built-in soulmates. We all loved tteokbokki and bingsu, but none of us could ever survive the smell of chengakyeong, that super fermented soybean stew, and it got weirder. If Sora caught a cold, me and I would randomly sneeze for no reason, or when me wandered off, which happened basically every day, Sora and I could always sense where she was. We even made a time capsule together, burying it under a giant ancient tree. It was our promise to return in 10 years and see where life had taken us. But then, everything changed. Mum and Dad got divorced, and Mum brought me halfway across the globe to the US. It broke my heart to leave Sora and me behind. We tried everything to stay connected: texts, video calls, even sending each other little care packages. But with the crazy time difference, school, and just life, we slowly drifted apart. Still, I tried my best to hold on to my Korean side as a way of staying connected with them. Fast forward to now. I finally got the chance to come back to Korea, only to be whisked away by a Bentley full of handsome bodyguards. The car pulled up to this massive, modern mansion like something straight out of a K-drama. When the gates opened, two dainty figures appeared. Both had flawless porcelain skin, long black hair, and faces identical to mine. Sora, me. I ran to them, ready to pull them into the hug I'd been dreaming of for years, but they dodged me like I was a parasite. How could they be this cold after all these years? "Sister, welcome home. Please come inside. Father and the family are waiting," one of them said. Wait, this was our house. Turns out, Dad had kept his insanely wealthy background a secret. I'm talking founder of Korea's biggest hospital empire kind of wealth. So after the divorce, he returned to his chaebol roots. I know, total drama, but wait till you meet the relatives. Oh, she's a bit chubby, isn't she? Her skin's too tan, don't you think? What is she wearing? So American. In my panic, I just kept bowing like a broken bobblehead, then accidentally bumped into a vase. ... My reunion dinner was a disaster. First, I coughed a chili flake right into an auntie's nose. So embarrassing. My sister Sora had to apologize for me. Then, at the massive dinner table, I just started devouring everything before realizing you're supposed to wait for the elders. Oops, later. When Grandma offered me tangerines, I finally remembered my manners and offered them to the elders first. But just as Dad started his speech, I popped one in my mouth. He announced, "We're opening a new hospital branch overseas, and we need someone with international experience. I believe no one is more suited than Hannah." I choked. The tangerine seeds flew out like tiny missiles, straight at the elders. Dad awkwardly ended the dinner, and I just wanted to disappear from the face of the earth. That night, I couldn't sleep. I wanted to find my sisters, Sora and me, to finally reconnect. I found them in the backyard, but what I heard broke my heart. "She just got here and suddenly she's chosen." Sora said, "Honestly, she should just stay in America." My chest tightened. They saw me, and I just ran. Early the next morning, I was ready to fly back to the States. Sora was right. I didn't belong here. But on my way to the airport, I had to make one last stop. The old tree where we buried our time capsule. But it was gone, replaced by a concrete block. All our memories, our promises, just erased. Tears started streaming down my face. "You were looking for the time capsule, weren't you?" I turned around, surprised to see me. "How did you know? Triplet bond. Remember?" She smiled. "We moved it. We knew you'd come back one day, and we wouldn't open it without you." "Really? Where is it?" I asked, my voice cracking. "Right here," Sora said, joining us in our backyard, closest to our hearts. We sat down and opened the capsule. We talked for hours, catching up on everything we'd missed. I finally told them how much I missed them, and they confessed they were just jealous because they missed me too. It turned out my dad's big announcement wasn't what I thought. He was just asking for my help with the initial planning. In that moment, surrounded by my sisters, I knew I was finally home. Did I feel like I'd lost time? Not at all. It felt like I'd never left. But being away from home, honestly, it was lonely. I missed my sisters every single day, and sometimes it felt like I'd lost that special connection we had. My sister Sora said some hurtful things, but my other sister Miji reminded me she didn't mean it. That overseas position meant a lot to her, and she was more mad at herself than at me. I really wanted to believe that. Then, out of nowhere, Miji came up with an idea for us to bond before I left again. First, she dragged us to a Korean karaoke place. I grabbed the mic and blasted out the catchiest K-pop tune. Then we hit the street food stall in front of our old school, stuffing our faces with tteokbokki and oding. The flavor was so nostalgic and comforting. Afterward, we went to a jjimgalbang, lying side by side in those oversized sauna uniforms. Nothing felt more perfect. As the lights dimmed, I felt Sora's hand slip into mine. She apologized for what she'd said, admitting that rivalry got the best of her. The truth was, she missed me too and was glad I was home. I smiled through tears. Finally, our hearts were back where they belonged, together. Later, I talked to Dad about the overseas branch and suggested Sora should take the lead. She had done extensive research, and I would support her with insights. Dad agreed. It aligned with his plan for a high-profile corporate event to present the project. Sora was ecstatic and dove into the work, drowning in documents and meetings. We tried to pull her away for a break, but she was totally focused. One night, I woke up to a faint sob. I found Sora in the backyard, wiping away tears. It took forever, but she finally opened up. The venue had cancelled their reservation just days before the event. She felt like she had failed everyone who trusted her. Her cries woke Miji up, and we both rushed to comfort her. "You don't have to do this alone," we told her. "We've got you. The three of us will pull this off together." The very next day, we sprang into action. Miji started calling every guest to confirm their attendance and update them on the new venue. I rushed to the backup location, coordinating with the staff to make sure everything was perfect. Sora, seeing our support, found her strength again. We worked side by side, a united team. It was a race against time, but together we felt unstoppable. We were a flurry of activity, rearranging seats, setting up banners, and stringing lights. Back at her place, Sora was a whirlwind, typing like a machine, completely overhauling her presentation and replanning the entire event timeline. The days flew by, and somehow we managed to transform complete chaos into a perfectly coordinated event. On the big day, the guests started arriving. The music was just right, and the stage lights brought the room to life. Sora's dad walked onto the stage absolutely beaming with pride. And then it was Sora's turn. As she confidently delivered her speech, Ninji and I watched from the side, filled with nothing but admiration. She did it. We did it together. That night, we celebrated in the backyard, just like old times. Laughter filled the air as we ate and drank under the stars. But as the night grew quieter, an unexpected silence fell over us. That's when I remembered the time capsule. Without a word, we all grabbed shovels and started digging. And there it was, exactly where we buried it. Inside, we found little trinkets, folded notes, and old pictures fragments of our childhood. Sitting there, surrounded by pieces of our past and present, it felt like everything had come full circle. Then, Ninji broke the silence. "Hey, there's something I need to tell you guys. I'm going to study abroad in France, Sora, and I just froze." I turned to her, expecting to see frustration, but instead, her face softened. "Well, you should," she said gently. "You've worked so hard for it. Me. You absolutely deserve it. But I'll be so far away," I said, my voice barely a whisper. "What if we lose touch?" "You won't," Sora replied, her voice firm. "No matter how far apart we are, we'll always be there for each other. No distance is ever going to break that bond." And in that moment, we decided to make a new time capsule. We gathered new trinkets, a few Polaroids from that night, and fresh notes for our future selves. "Let's bury it right here," I suggested. "And when we're ready, we'll come back and open it together. Promise." "Promise." And just like that, a new pact was made. A promise that no matter where life took us, no matter the distance, we would always find our way back to each other.